Before this video starts, I'd like to quickly mention a few things. This video was inspired by those 10 to whatever minutes of useless information about a certain genre that you may have seen in your recommendations, especially if it's one about a certain blue train with a face. Reminder, this video is exactly what the title says. It's completely useless, unless you feel inspired by making your own Hilda stories, fanfics, or whatever video essays you would like to use. And second, because this is going to be a Hilda focused video, no Thomas related things will be mentioned or appear in this video except for a few facts that will be mentioned later on. Sorry Thomas, but you might have to be pushed aside for a little bit.
Bother.
Without further ado, let's begin. While Luke Pearson doesn't hate it, he considers the original Hilda folk book to be the weakest of the graphic novels. He attributes this towards failing to recapture the spirit of the Moomins, his main influence while writing the first book, rather than establishing his own style. As stated in the 2013 interview with Left Lion and, quote, "I wanted them to have a similar tone and a similar kind of all ages appeal. But then I also went and basically modeled Hilda in Little My, visually anyway, and pretty much had her living in Moomin Valley in the first story. This is partially why I shifted the setting to the city now, because I felt a bit uncomfortable about how omnipresent that influence was." Out of the graphic novels, Luke Pearson, in one Q&A, considers Hilda and the Midnight Giant to be the one he's most proud of and the most thematically consistent and satisfying story he's written in the series, despite having elements he isn't fond of, such as the art style. According to Luke Pearson, he has no desire to adapt Season 3's events into a graphic novel, as he prefers to keep the show and the graphic novel continuities separated and finds it to be weird and creatively limiting. However, an original story related to fairies in the graphic novel universe is still a possibility, and he does say that if he does do a comic with teenage Hilda, he will consider the events of the fairy hours to be canon to the graphic novel universe. Rasmus Hardiker, Rob Rackstraw, Lucy Montgomery, and Teresa Gallagher, who each one voiced for Philip, James, Toby, Lexi, Hannah, and Emily for Thomas and Friends, also made their way in Hilda to voice characters such as Alfred, Tontu, the farmer from Season 2, Gerda Gustav, and Jon Gastrid in Season 3. Continuing with the previous fact, Rasmus Hardiker uses an American accent for Tontu, for some reason.
Well, isn't it a good job Tontu came along? I brought spares. Returning them to their true mothers must have brought the spell full circle. What happened to you guys?
While they don't sound the same, the voice actors Rash Gatak, I think I butchered that correctly, and Luke Marty, who played as Eugene, the Laughing Merman from Season 3, and James in All Engines Go, sound similar to each other. Take a listen.
Here's one to warm you up. What did one ocean say to the other? Nothing! They just waved!
I have more important things to do. I have a flock of sheep to haul from the mainland tonight to McCall's farm.
Well, it's my surface name. You can't pronounce my true name without gills.
Well, perhaps this time one of you can be the dragon and I'll be the handsome and almost unbearably charming knight.
The third season was accidentally confirmed to be in the works in April 2021 by the show's dialogue editor on Facebook. Before I Commit Show, Woodman's voice actor, will post about being in the recording studio the following June. It was officially confirmed on September 14, 2023 from an Instagram post from the official Hilda account that the show will be released on December 7th in the same year. As for the leaked post, however, you can briefly see a title episode name, Lost in Time, which was originally a working title for the Giant Slayer for Season 3. The post was taken down afterwards. In February of 2023, the tie-in novels were leaked to show some of the episode plots and titles in the third season before they were officially revealed. The only title name that was kept from the novels was Hilda and the Laughing Merman, which will be renamed in Season 3 as The Laughing Merman. And other episode titles such as Hilda and the Farratot Tree and Hilda and the Fairy Village were later renamed for the show as The Giant Slayer and The Fairy Isles respectively. An animated version of Victoria Evans, Philippa Rice, and Luke Pearson make some appearances in the show as cameos. Speaking of Luke Pearson, he has a brief voice role in the Time Mice episode as a customer at the hardware store.
There's a spill in L7. It's sticky and it's spreading. That's all I know.
While Hilda isn't exactly a musical, multiple original songs have been written for the show. The Life of Hilda, which was written, composed, and sung by Hilda's voice actress, Bella Ramsey, first released as a standalone video before Season 2, but then later used in the show during the end credits of the Beast of Cauldron Island episode. Don't Let Your Fly Away, the tune David listens and sings along to in the Eternal Warriors episode, This Is Nowhere by Orville Peck, the end scene and credits music for the Windmill episode, Another Road by Rachel Axe and Vice Cooler, the end credits music for Hilda and the Mountain King, and Uncross Path, also by Rachel Axe for the Fairy Owls episode end credits. There are also other not well-known songs that were used in Season 1, such as M Lover by Kishi Bashi, heard in The Hidden People, Full by Frankie Cosmos, heard in The Midnight Giant, Day at the Shrine by the Barbaras, heard in The Sparrow Scouts, Down by the Singing Sea by Walter Martin, heard in The Lost Clan, Back to You by Twerps, heard in The Time Mice, and Annika by Bjorn Olsen, heard in The House in the Woods. While recording for the Season 2 episode, The Deer Fox, Bella Ramsey was actually crying while recording her lines during the scene where Hilda had to let Twig go. Luke Pearson used to work on comics and storyboards for a few episodes in Adventure Time, those episodes being Candy Streets, Frost and Fire, Football, and May I Come In. The typeface for the opening credits, as well as the credits for the episode in the title card, is a hand-regular font. However, the typeface for the closing credits at the end is Helvetica Newer LT Pro 47 Light Condensed. According to an interview with children's media company, Hilda executive producer Kurt Mueller reveals that he enjoys watching another Netflix show titled City of Ghosts.
What gets me excited? What gets the team excited? And I would say most recently has been this new animated Netflix show called City of Ghosts, and a show out of Australia for younger audiences, sort of like a critter-based family sitcom, sort of modern family for little kids called Bluey. I feel like both of those shows are just idiosyncratic, seemingly very personal, perhaps unconcerned with the shows that preceded them, or are adjacent to them, or may follow them. They're just on their own trip. And, you know, the weirder and more idiosyncratic, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Throughout some occasions in Season 1 at the library, people didn't know the name of the librarian. That wasn't until in Season 2, The Witch, when it was revealed to be named
Kaiser?
Which also carries the same name of a voice actress, Kaiser Hammerlund. Unlike Bella Ramsey and Amira Falson Ojo, Oliver Nelson is a newcomer actor for David, and it was his first role in the TV series. Bella Ramsey was 13 when she started recording the voice of 11-year-old Hilda back in 2016, and has continued to voice the character into her late teens. On September 26, 2019, the official Hilda account announced a brand new collaboration with toy company Gund, in which they were working on making Hilda plushies available to the public. And on September 12, 2020, the plushies were finally made available to the public. The items launched were a Twig, Hilda and Wolf plushie, as well as a Twig pencil bag, Twig backpack, and Twig mittens. Sadly, it was announced that Gund had discontinued the line of merchandise and will not be making any more products related to the show moving forward, just under 2 years since the lineup was announced. For the audio adaptation of the tie novels, most voice actors from the animated series reprised their roles, but some got replaced, with Arthur Smith Galliano taking over as David, Sanche McCormack as Joanna, and Edward Monolly as Trevor. Not this Trevor, the other Trevor.
Oh yes, I like children.
According to Andy Coyle, while David Smara, the one with twin tails, lacked a name in the script, the production crew called her Twin Tails.
There are, I'm sure there's a couple, but nothing comes to mind right now. Okay. We did have a couple of names for them, but I can't remember. I think we were just calling, for production code purposes, like the main Mara and the Nightmare Spears Twin Tails.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I gave her a name beyond that. That's not to say I would never give her a name. Not at the moment. I can't think of it like that.
Luke Pearson, who wrote the comics, also wrote a few episodes for the animated series. Hilda's design has changed before her final design was made for the show. In 2009 it looked like this, in Hilda Fog it looked like this, and this in Hilda the Troll, but only the front cover. In Hilda the Midnight Giant it looked like this, in Hilda the Bird Parade it looked like this, and this in Hilda the Black Hound, and this in Hilda the Storm Forest, and this in Hilda the Mountain King. And finally this, in the now new graphic novel Hilda and Twig, Hide from the Rain. There were also some previous designs made for pre-production, as they were shown in various different interviews and at the Pitoplasma Berlin Festival in 2019. It's actually crazy how much time Luca the Teen spent to make so many Hilda designs just for a silly cartoon show. Yet, here we are. And that was 10 minutes of useless Hilda information. I noticed that nobody in the fandom has ever done this trend, so I thought maybe I could make something like this type of video, because why not, right? Now, I know I haven't mentioned all facts about the show since, again, this is meant to be a 10-minute video about useless Hilda info. Not everything is going to be covered for this video. Maybe someday I'll make a part 2, who knows. Also, if there was a small detail that I accidentally said was misinformation or something, then I apologize for that. I tried all the best research that I could find for the right sources. So, if there's anyone who would like to correct me on something, then let me know in the comments below. Since we're in the topic of Hilda facts, I would like to highly suggest watching Ray GGTV's brand new Iceberg miniseries, The Ultimate Hilda Iceberg. The first episode of this hour-long video explains the first 3 layers from all that are Hilda related. From the creation of the show and its inspirations, the characters, fan theories, and with guests who also took part in the first episode. I even got the chance to participate as well. As of now, episode 2 is now confirmed to come around this year. Still no trailers, sneak peeks, or a release date to be confirmed, but make sure to follow Ray and his other accounts, as well for his Discord server for more updates to come. Hi, hello, this is me, Angel from the future here speaking. So, as of re-editing this video again, I realize now that the release date for episode 2 of the Ultimate Hilda Iceberg series is coming this November 22nd. And as of episode 3, it'll be coming in 2026. So, pretend that I didn't tell you anything. Woo! Or maybe not. I don't know anymore. Let's just end this video already. If you would like to watch the first episode by yourself, then the link to the video will be in the description down below. And with that, my friends, we've come to the end of this video. If you liked this video, then be sure to let me know if you knew any facts you learned about this video. And if you would also like to see more of these types of videos like this one, then make sure to give a like and subscribe for more Thomas and Hilda content. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Adios!